Hey ladies and gentlemen, Calvin Coyles here from Wild Success. If you're watching this video, someone that's obviously looking to grow a successful coaching and consulting business, we've been able to help now more than a dozen people build million-dollar coaching businesses and more than 50 people now grow and early seven-figure businesses, which we're very proud of. And in the last couple of weeks, we just recently released a 3-part video training, which was live, and it went for about 9 hours over 3 days around building your dream coaching business, promoting it in terms of Facebook digital marketing, and then finally selling coaching packages. Now, obviously, the feedback we got was amazing, but the big challenge was that it was 9 hours over 3 days, and not everyone has that time. So what I've decided to do is do like a condensed highlight version of those 3 videos for you. And today is all about building it, tomorrow is all about promoting it, and then finally we've got selling. So what we're going to cover is over these 3 videos in the mini series, we're going to show you how to build your dream coaching business, how to promote it worldwide, and to secure your first 10 paid clients, which is really exciting. So our agenda today is building it, then we've got promoting it, and then we've got selling it. Now my goal in these sessions is to give you only the stuff that you really need at the highest possible level, and then if you want more details or more information, you want to be able to workshop these individually with our team, then we're happy to offer you a complimentary business roadmap session, which you can see some information below about that as well. There's also a worksheet so you can find out a bit more about the process and obviously complete the materials from today. So make sure you access the worksheet so you can fill in some of the ideas, because this is designed to be information and implementation. Now, normally at this point, I do a formal introduction and interview for you to let you know who we are, but we don't have time. So if you want to know a bit about me and about our company and how we've been able to build a 200,000 client base of coaches and consultants around the world in 85 countries and made over $10 million in coaching services, see all that information below. But for right now, let's just jump into it and kick some goals. So our mission as a company at Wild Success is to change the lives of 1 million people. The only way we're going to do that, though, in the next decade is by equipping you, coaches and consultants, with the skills and tools of transformation and, of course, the means to grow a business that actually changes the world. So that's really what this is all about for us at Wild Success. Now, there are 6 big success killers that we see hold a lot of coaches back. And so if you're experiencing these, you know you're in the right place. Number 1 is a fear of failure. They just don't get started. It goes without saying, you probably heard the statistics where like 80% or 90% or 98% of coaching businesses fail in the first 5 years. And those statistics are true. So many businesses do fail. But think about how many businesses fail to start. Like, that's a statistic of people that had the courage to start a coaching business, not a successful statistic of all the people that didn't even have the courage to start. So the number 1 is a fear of failure. Number 2 is there's no structure. They have no plan, they have no strategy, they have no business roadmap, no business model. Number 3 is they never think that they're ready. They always want to do the next course or the next program to learn that next thing, to get another piece of paper or another certificate. There's only so many things you can do before you actually have to start putting them into practice, believing in yourself, having a high level of self-worth, and using the skills and tools and talents that you have available to you to make an impact in the world. That's really what we're about. They rely on word of mouth when they do start. So it's great to start with friends and family, but after a while, you need to reach people that don't happen to live in your community and maybe don't already know you. How do you do that? Well, that's social media marketing. Then number 5 is a lot of coaches just want to help heal the world. They want to help everybody. I get that, me too. But the challenge is for a lot of people, they're intimidated by sales and rejection. So they don't know how to have a sales conversation. That means that clients are going to understand the value that's present for them in working with you as a coach or a healer or a consultant, whatever your label might be. But they're intimidated by the asking for the money bit. And so as a result of that, they hold their business back. And then finally, they're allergic to technology. They're like, Cal, I don't want to run Facebook ads and integrations and CRMs and email marketing and Zapier and all that stuff. I just want to coach. I just want to help people. So thankfully, we've got systems and processes for you, but you get the idea. These are the big 6. So if you're dealing with any of them, just know that you're in the right place. Now, having worked now with 200,000 coaches and consultants, healers, leaders in transformation around the world in more than 85 countries, I'm proud to say that we've been able to create some real transformation in the world, and also that our clients are doing that. And what we find is, having worked with so many successful coaches and some unsuccessful coaches, is that there are 3 things that you need to succeed as a coach. The first one is you need to have unshakable self-belief. You really got to believe in yourself, because if you can't believe in yourself, then you can't possibly help a client believe in themselves. So that's number 1. Number 2 is you've got to have coaching skills, a really robust toolkit of skills and tools of transformation. Now, in my journey, that's NLP and life coaching. So that's really what we specialize here at Wild Success. And in our personal development trainings and our curriculum, in terms of our coaching certification school, that's what we teach, NLP and life coaching. And then finally, you've got to have the business readiness. You've got to learn the sales, the marketing, the operations, the finance, the legals, the leadership, those types of things, to then take your idea and share it with the world and do it in a profitable way. Because if you can't do it in a profitable way, then you're going to have to go and get a job which is not doing the coaching and training that you put on the planet to do, which is only going to hold you back. Now, this is a huge value add. So if you haven't already downloaded it, do this. Go to the Score app, the Coaching Success Score app, and we put together an assessment for you to see if you have what it takes to be a successful coach. And it really evaluates you on those three areas: self-belief, business, and then finally coaching skills. And you'll get a score for each of the areas of coaching success and your overall score with a detailed PDF report with your individual action steps. So if you do nothing else, even if you don't watch the rest of this training, if you just do that, that's a huge asset for you to help you grow a successful coaching business. And the link for that is on the screen here, but it's also on the link below as well as you watch this video. And then you'll get an individual report here as well of what to do next. Now, in terms of our roadmap for us in this training, these are the 6 things that you need to go to 6 figures. So that's $100,000 a year as a coach. It's not everyone's goal, but for a lot of people, it's enough money that they can make money in their business, pay a bit of taxes or expenses, and then have money left over to replace their current income. So number one, the first step is to discover your target market, who you want to work with. And we believe that you should do what you're put on the planet to do. That's that long-ass acronym, but also serve who you put on the planet to serve. And we have a very unique model on how to help you identify that. Number 2 is you want to identify your 4-step business model. We're going to go through that today. Number 3 is that there are really 3 front-end offers, winning front-end offers. They're going to get clients lining up to work with you. We're going to show you what they look like. Then number 4 is social media on demand, learning how to generate, leads on demand, learning how to use social media to get clients to come and do those offers to then buy your coaching programs or courses. Number 5 is having an authentic sales process and learning how to overcome objections. And then finally, number 6 is a growth mindset and understanding how to scale your business so you can do more, be more, and have more, and so you can change more lives and ultimately be able to make more money. So today, we're going to start by looking at the building. What is it that you're offering your clients, and how do you go back that initial offer? What are those first 3 offers that you can put to market, and what are you going to pick? So that's the first part. Tomorrow, we're going to show you the social media component, which is how to be able to go and put that together. And admittedly, you might actually watch the video later today if you want to speed up the process. And then finally, on the final call, we're going to be showing you how to be able to sell that package or program. Now, the first thing that we should do when we're starting a coaching business or any business, in fact, any goal at all, is to reverse engineer success. So we want to start with the end in mind effectively. So you might not know the answers to these questions, but we're going to come up with the answers by the end of the 3rd video. So the first thing you want to get clear about, and you can do this right now, if you need to pause the video, do it, is to get clear on your 2022 target. How much do you want to make in your coaching business 2022? Now, a couple of things you might want to keep in mind here. Number 1 is a lot of people either have a goal that they're wanting to work towards, so it's a stretch goal for them, which is totally fine. And that might be 100 grand, 200, 300, $1 million, whatever it is. Or your goal might be, hey, I'm working right now and I'm making $67,000 a year in administration, but I want to leave that job and I want to do coaching full time. So my first goal is to replace my income. So that might be your 2022 target, is a replacement of income target, or it might be a stretch goal target. It's up to you. Or it could be just a big, bold, crazy out there goal, like I want to make $1 million or $500,000. Whatever it is for you, just get clear on the target. Number 2 is, what's the coaching investment? How much does it cost to work with you? Now, if you have no idea about that right now, don't worry, I'm going to cover that in this video. But if you do have an idea, you would just write that in there. So maybe you sell a $1,500 coaching pack, or a $3,000 live event, or a $500 coaching package. Whatever it is, that would be the investment. Now, that will then immediately tell you, if you divide the top by the bottom there, that you've got, hey, I want to make $100,000. I've got a $1,000 product. Well, I need 100 sales. I need to sell that 100 times over the course of the year in order to get to my target. The next part, and this is where we're going to look at marketing, is how do we get the leads for that, and also sales, which will be the final call, which is how do you do that. But what's our conversion rate? So I know I need to make 100 sales to get to 100 grand, but how many leads do I need to get there? That's predicated on my conversion rate. So if I speak to 10 people and 5 buy, that's a 50-50 conversion rate, which means if I need 100 sales, I would need 200, double that number in leads. Or if I am at 20%, I would need 5 times that amount. I would need 500 leads to be able to convert at 20% to get 100 people to buy. So we're going to go through that over the next couple of days. You might not know that. But to give you a bit of an idea, just as a rough guidepost, here's 2 examples. Option 1, 120,000 is your goal. You've got a $500 coaching pack that you sell. You need 240 sales. And as a result of that, you're converting at 20%. Maybe you're just starting, and then you would need 1,200 leads. Easy. Or you're going after 120,000, you've got a $1,000 event that you sell, you need 120 sales. Let's say you convert at 50%, you would need 240 leads. So you might not know how to answer all of this right now. Fill in what you can, and over the next 3 videos, we're going to show you how to pull it all together. So let's start with the structure. This is all about building it, right? So the first thing that people have to ask themselves is, who do I want to serve, right? What's my target market? There's a lot of stuff around niching. I won't go into all of that. But fundamentally, we believe that you should do what you put on the planet to do, and you should serve who you put on the planet to serve. Now, what does that look like? For us, it's a combination of these 3 things: what you love, what you're really good at, and what pays you well, okay? And normally what that does is, when you look at your life experience, you're able to really come up with something that's quite magical, because you can look at the highs and lows of your life. Sorry, one sec. No, I'm all good. You can look at the highs and lows of your life. So here's what I'd like you to do. In the worksheet, you'll see an example of this, which is what looks as your timeline for success. And when we go to the next slide, you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about here. Okay, so we want to identify what it is that you were really put on the planet to do. So if you go to your journals and the workbook, you'll see a graph that looks a little bit like this. And you've got this moment of your birth here, and you've got the present moment now. And I want you to imagine on the top of this line is all of the positive experiences of your life, okay? And on the bottom, you've got all the negative experiences. And so you can appreciate over time that there have been really beautiful positive things that have happened to you, and some really horrible negative things, right? They're just painful things in the moment. And throughout your life, there's been a series of wins that you've had throughout time. And these little dots represent moments of triumph and success. And they might be things like, for example, graduating school, falling in love, getting your dream job, losing weight, overcoming a problem, learning a new language, traveling to a new country. And you've had all of these successes along the way, and that's made you the person that you are today, right? So you can identify some of those. And as a simple tool, I'd probably get you to identify maybe your top 5 wins that you've had in your life. So it's always nice to start with that. On the flip side as well, you've also had the complete opposite. You've had a series of negative experiences in your life, hard lessons, if you will, that have come through your lifetime and that have come to you to teach you lessons and insights so that you can be a better person. And of course, they've shaped and molded you into the person you are today. Now, we say that hindsight's 20/20 and everything that happens for a reason, right? So we all appreciate that. But nonetheless, at the time, they were all very painful, and I'm sure they've left a mark on you. So what we're looking to do as a starting point, and you should do this as a part of your workshop today, is just identify what that timeline looks for you. What are the positive things that have happened to you in your life that have made you who you are, and what are the negative things? Because when we identify these, each of these represent effectively value. They represent value to the person that is looking to work with you in coaching. You are teaching what you have been through in your own experience, because ultimately you probably would pay somebody to learn the things that you learned, and you certainly would pay somebody to avoid the pains and struggles that you've had. Now, of course, you would want to make sure that you still get those lessons, but you understand the metaphor here. And in an ideal world, you might identify that, hey, these are things in my life that really are standout successes for me that I could easily teach or educate or help somebody achieve. And vice versa, these are really painful. Oh, wrong one there. These are really painful experiences in my life that I would like to try to avoid in the future and that I could help somebody work through. So this could be, for example, divorce. And this future one might be, for example, finding your dream partner. And then having children. And so you might go, well, actually, I've had a series of negative relationships where I learned really valuable lessons, and these have all linked together. And then as a result of that, I was able to find my dream partner, and everything changed for me. And now we've got a beautiful family together. And so now I want to be able to help people who are struggling with relationships and love and intimacy. They want to help them go through that, identify who their dream partner is so they can have their best life together as a family and they can live happily ever after. That might be the journey that you go on as a coach. Or that might not be divorce and partner and children, but it might be instead that you had a series of, emotional eating, right? And you had weight loss issues. And so you struggled with diet and exercise and all those types of things. And then finally you find a new program that really worked with you. And now you not only lost weight, so you had a weight loss experience, and now you look and feel your best, but now you're also a personal trainer or a nutritionist, for example, and now that's the area that you specialize in. Or finally, just to give you one more as an example, maybe you went through the process of being in tremendous debt financially, and you didn't really know anything about money, and you racked up credit cards and tax debts and all of those types of things, and then you went bankrupt. Excuse my chicken scratches. And then you managed to turn it around, and you launched your new business, and you made your first $1 million, and now you're financially free, which is this one here. And as a result of that, you want to be able to help people make more money as part of that journey. Whatever that journey is for you, just document that and do this as a bit of a thought process. And the simple term is, what are 5 wins and 5 losses that have defined your life so far, that you could help somebody that if they wanted to, they could come and work with you and learn how to be able to achieve what you've achieved. So when you bring it all together, effectively, once you've done that map, you can identify your target market, and you can go, hey, I ever want to work with mums or business owners or accountants or students, or I've got a specific problem that I'm really well versed in solving, and that might be weight loss, that might be PTSD, wealth creation, or relationships. Once you've really identified that, you want to get clear on that audience. And one of the challenges for a lot of coaches is they go too wide too early, right? They don't identify who they really want to serve and support, and that's partly because they don't want to commit to one person because they're not sure if there's enough people out there like that, right? Word of mouth becomes a problem, or they just don't feel they can make enough money in that market. And I can promise you in both of those cases you can. But if you're in doubt, speak to one of our business coaches and we'll help you identify if it's a market that's worth pursuing. A great example of this is Andrew for Anxiety Free Living. So we started work with Andrew. He was making about $400 a week, about $20,000 a year. Within 12 months of working with us, Anxiety Free Living had become the #1 anxiety education and prevention company. It was a transformational coaching group in Australia. We'd got over thousands of clients in and around all of Australia, and grown from $20,000 a year to about $500,000 a year. Now, Andrew now lives in Bali and helps entrepreneurs and business owners find flow and inner peace and calm. And he's a multi-6-figure coach living his best life. The next part of the journey in the process is a 4-step business model. And that starts by looking at what your free content is, your attraction offer, your core offer, and your premium offer. Now, I like to use a simple metaphor that normally works pretty well for this, which is your content. Let's not worry about that right now because there's plenty of places you can get the free content. But you've got like an entree, a main meal, and then a dessert. So your entree is like a small front-end offer, and it's got to be irresistible, right? And then you've got your main meal. This is your main event. It's where you deliver huge value and it solves key problems for your clients. And then finally, you've got your dessert. That could be a bonus, an upgrade, or a high ticket offer. Okay. So consider it's no different to you having a first date, getting engaged, and getting married. Okay. So we want to start small, and then we want to build commitment, and we want to obviously build an experience as well that's going to deliver huge value for your clients. So when you're creating your front-end irresistible offer, there's a couple of things to consider. You can either do a free coaching session, you could do a free 3-day or 5-day challenge, or finally you could do a free webinar or a masterclass. They're the 3 offers that we find work pretty well for nearly every one of our clients. And obviously some things will be better for you than others. So if we look at a coaching session up front, this is a discovery call, a strategy call, consultation, or initial appointment. It's only 30 to 60 minutes long, depending on the type of coaching you do. And 80% is focused on identifying the problem and the goal, and then 20% is focused on the solution. Now, with the solution, you want to provide an overview or an action plan or a strategy, but then really the opportunity is, hey, here's your plan, and if you want to help and support, we have an offer, which would be your core product that we can support you with as well. Now, the goal is not necessarily to educate in this call, but rather to create awareness, demand for your offer, and most importantly, to make sure that you're both a values fit. Webinars. Webinars are like a 60, 90-minute long presentation. They're done online, obviously. They're mostly live, but they can be pre-recorded. There's 60 minutes of an awareness and content piece and 30 minutes of a sales presentation. And you want to make sure you pick a suitable time. 5 to 9 p.m. local time normally works pretty well, but there's no best case. And then the goal, again, is not to educate. It's to create awareness and demand. And the general rule is if the offer is under $1,000, then go ahead and sell straight away on the webinar. Okay. But if the offer is over $2,000, you want to make sure you push to a one-on-one call and sell via that instead. Now, if you're good at math, there's a gap between the two, then just trust your gut on that. If you're $1,500 and you're really good, sell on the webinar. If not, sell via chat. And the format you would want to use is as follows here as well. there's 12 steps. Now, our team can take you through all the particulars around that. There's obviously a lot of nuance in that, but that's a good starting point for you to get started in that journey. If you were to do programs with us, like our Aspire program or our Impact program, we actually already have that already built for you. The webinar's already done. We just help you edit it to make it suitable for your audience, but we've already prepared that for you. And that should be about 10 grand, cost me about 10 grand to build that. Finally, you've got a 5-day challenge. So in essence, it's 5 webinars over 5 days. Same structure. Live, but can be pre-recorded, normally 20 minutes, 30 minutes long. You want to pick a suitable time again for your market. Just keep it consistent. And again, the goal is the same, except on this one, you're not going to sell on day 1, 2, 3, or 4. You would sell on day 5, but the same rules apply as part of that. And a real value add is if on day 1, if you offer free sessions from Thursday onwards, that's going to really help you improve your results as well. Okay? Now, your next step here is to choose your irresistible offer. If you're going to get started, it doesn't have to be perfect, but what would you choose? Would you choose a free coaching session? Would you do a 5-day challenge or a 3-day challenge? Or would you do a webinar or a masterclass? Just go ahead and pick one right now, and let's work with that as part of our model. It's going to inform some of the work that we do tomorrow. From there, you're obviously going to be, after you've delivered great value on a free coaching session or on a 5-day challenge or on a webinar, you're going to then sell the clients a product of some form. So what does that product look like? It could be a 3 or a 5-pack of coaching sessions, or it could be a 6-week online training, or finally it could be a live event or a summit, right? That's normally what we do. Now, we're not going to spend too much time talking about live events, summits, just because they're quite complicated, but 3 to 5 session coaching package or a 6-week online course, game changers. So let's explore those. If you're going to do a 3 to 5 pack coaching session, what does that look like? Well, 3 to 5 sessions. You never want to sell a single session if you're going to do one-on-one coaching. The reason why is very simple. If you're going to speak to 10 people, and let's say you're going to get 5 people to buy, those 5 people would have bought no matter how many sessions you offered them. So you don't actually, it's not any harder to sell them 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5 sessions at a time. So you may as well sell a bundle. Also as well, if you sell 3 to 5 pack sessions, means you're normally going to get 30 to 50% better ROI on your sales time. So even if you sell less, because you're selling so many more sessions, all things being equal, you make more money. Also, let's on a touch point on that. If you have to do one session, you need to be like a Tony Robbins, right? You need to be able to just do unbelievable transformation. And you might be able to, which is awesome, but it's a lot of pressure. So instead, what would be even better is do 3 or 5 sessions, make a heap more money, build a better relationship with your client, and deliver even more value rather than having to have all this pressure to try and be Houdini and change the whole world for the client up front. So just make it easy to win, and like 3 sessions is pretty straightforward. And you might do vision, blocks, transformation, action steps as an example. We've got structures for what 3-session pack would look like or 5-session. We can show you what to do there, but as an idea. Now, in terms of pricing, 3 sessions, $200 a session, that's our recommendation, is $600. So you do 3 $200 payments. Or if they pay in full, give them a discount, $500, you get the cash straight away. On the same token, 5 sessions at $200 is $1,000. That's 5 payments of maybe 5 weeks for $200. Or pay in full. Buy 4, get 1 free, right? So get 5 for the price of 4. So that normally works pretty well. In terms of your 6-week option, well, number 1 is 6 weeks is way easier than 12 weeks, okay? So start small. To try and engage people and fill a program and to keep it going over 12 weeks is very hard. So start small and innovate and build from there. If you were to do our Aspire program, for example, it's our foundations course, that's awesome. Will help you build your 6-week course within 48 hours, just so you know. So it's not hard once you know the strategy of pulling it all together, and then you're going to have a roadmap and you'll know exactly what to do. Now, there are 3 levels of support that you would normally put in place in a 6-week course. So level 1 would be just online only. So it's like, hey, here's pre-recorded videos. This is what in the industry is known as evergreen, which is just available all the time. It's available all the time, and it's only like $50 to $100 a week. So that would be like $300 to $600 for that program. If it's live, where you're showing up and doing the trainings with them live and there's a bit of Q&A, well, that's normally $100 to $200 a week. So that would be $600 to $1,200. Or finally, if it's live with a bit of one-on-one love and you're actually jumping on the phone with them or a member of your team is, then that would normally be $200 to $300 a week. So that would be between $1,200 and $1,800 to get access to the program and to be able to do that as well, just so you've got an idea. So the final one is a live event or summit. I'm just going to touch on it, but it's not really part of the main model. It's normally 1, 2, or 3 days. It's normally $500 or $1,000 per day. And when you're looking at content with summits, this is overwhelming for a lot of people. It's like, what do I teach? Well, it's not really that hard, right? So it's like 6 to 10 hours of content time per day. You break the day into 90-minute blocks. By the time you take out lunch and breaks and a welcome, and it's meant to be a conclusion, that's 5 minutes to conclusion, plus an upgrade presentation, you've maybe got 3 to 7 sessions total over the course of a weekend. So you're really only teaching 3 to 7 things. So, 19 bit minutes. I was going to try and get all this done in 20 minutes. So I'm pretty close to that, which we nearly finished. So with your coaching and choosing your product, here's what I want you to have a look at. You've got either your 3 to 5 coaching sessions, $600, $1,000. You've got your 6-week online course, $600, $1,200, $1,800, depending on how you facilitate it, or a live event or summit. What's important now is to choose and put it all together in a model. So here's something we prepared earlier for you. Effectively, you've got 3 levels. So level 1 in blue is your entrees, level 2 in red is your main meals, and level 3 in yellow is your premium offers or your desserts. So you would either go, hey, I'm going to do a free coaching session or a 5-day challenge or a webinar. Just pick one of them. They'll all work. Then you're going to sell either a 3 or 5-pack coaching session, or you're going to sell a 6-week course. And then finally, as a premium offer, which is beyond the scope of this call, but it's something that you could consider, you might want to do either a retreat, right, where you take your clients away for somewhere epic, or a retainer model, where you just keep coaching and supporting them ongoing. So that works pretty well. Now, just as a bit of an idea here, if you're doing one-on-one coaching, where it's face-to-face or via Zoom, then a coaching session would make sense as your irresistible offer, right? It's a like-for-like comparison. So I enjoyed a free coaching session with you, therefore I'm going to enjoy more coaching with you. On the right-hand side of the screen, if you do a 5-day challenge or a webinar, it would make sense that that would then go to a 6-week course. So you would go, hey, you've been doing a leveraged offer with me, one-to-many. If you enjoyed that, you'll enjoy doing some more training. From there, you can really go in any way you want. You can easily go to retainer or retreat from either of the two, but just so you guys are across that. So what I want you to do to prep for tomorrow is to identify, what are you selling? If you don't already know, if you do know, you can do whatever you want, right? But if you don't already know, you're either going to do a 3-5-pack coaching session, or you're going to do a 6-week course. Pick one. And then the next part is, am I going to do a free coaching session to get people started? I'm going to do a free 5-day challenge, or I'm going to do a free webinar. Now, tomorrow, this is what we're going to look at. How would you like to generate hundreds, if not thousands, of qualified hot leads that want to work with you for none of your own money? If you want to know how to do that, you got to join me for the next video. So our agenda for the next session is all about promotion. And of course, given the fact that we're now doing these videos pre-recorded for you, you can watch them anytime. You'll be able to watch that video straight away if you want to roll into it as well. So that'll be about 20 minutes as well. And then the final session is all about selling it. Now, we have a complimentary gift for you as part of this process, which you can find out more information about below. It's worth just under $300. And this is a business roadmap session. Now, this is all about growing a coaching business, making money, and changing lives. Okay, so we're going to show you how to package your genius, which is effectively your $100,000 business model. We're going to show you how to target, or who to target, sorry, and how to stand out. Effectively, that's your marketing strategy. We're going to show you what to charge, so it's an easy yes for clients on the phone. That's effectively strategic pricing. And then finally, targets and KPIs, so you know how to be able to win. So if you're interested in that, book in a call. No obligations or expectations. We'd love to help you. And of course, if we can help you, we'll show you what that looks like as well. So just click on the link below to book that session. But otherwise, jump into the next video and we'll show you how to promote it and start getting some clients on board. Good luck and God bless, guys. I'll see you in the next video.